Here is everyday Holy Communion in a bag, delivered during the growing season to the Tremont community from the Pilgrim Community Garden. That is love in creation. When Pastor Kelly first came, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, she asked me if I would be interested in creating a garden. I don't know why she asked me, but I was interested in creating a garden in the front yard. And there was training through Ohio State Extension, teaching people how to create community gardens. That was our goal. We were going to create a community garden. So I took those classes. It was about 6 weeks, 1 night a week, 3 hours a night, to learn how to do that, how to access free seeds, free plants, free water from the city of Cleveland, from the county of Cuyahoga, which is organized with Ohio State Extension. Quite a program. It's called the Summer Sprout Program. The training is called Dig In. It's fabulous. It's still going on. Cleveland and Cuyahoga County are one of the leaders in the United States in doing this kind of work. It's ongoing. So that's how we got started. My job in that training was to create a plan to grow vegetables in our front garden. I had to draw up a plan. This is how that was going to be laid out. This is what we were going to grow. It was part of my training to get that reviewed by the committee and the teachers. And we were off and running. The first year, we created 3 beds in the front of the church that are still there. We also took a part of the parking lot and created a bed for herbs. A very dry environment. Vegetables probably would not grow successfully there. But we had this fabulous front yard. Ohio State examined the dirt and told me it was memorably excellent from what they had tested throughout the Cleveland area. So we were off and running. We designed 3 beds to grow greens that first year. And it was a great success. Lettuces, I think we played with kohlrabi, played with a few vegetables. It was our start. And I'm not an experienced gardener, other than that class that I took at Ohio State. I putzed in my yard with vegetables in containers, but creating beds of vegetables was a whole new thing for me. So it was quite a learning experience. Every year since then, we've expanded that. We have added 2, 3, 4, 5 beds each year, creating raised beds in the back lot. And at the end of the 3rd year, we were growing 400 pounds of vegetables a year that we gave to the food pantry to be passed out and distributed free of charge. We got our vegetables from Ohio State. We got our dirt that we needed from Ohio State. We got our humus that we needed from Ohio State. It's a fabulous program. And every year it got better and better. Last year, Jim and Marilyn, Jim Nacarado and Marilyn Dubasak, found an abandoned raised vegetable garden at Jefferson and Professor. 6 larger beds than I had even created. We had actually built our own raised beds at the back of the church, but they found this garden with beds that were much larger and very well planned. And they took that over. They talked to the owner of the building, who said, yeah, go ahead, take it over. So that literally doubled the production capacity of what we could do at Pilgrim Church. Unfortunately, the vegetables that we had been delivering from Pilgrim to go to the food pantry could no longer go through the food pantry because we had a pandemic. And that created, we had this tremendous capacity to grow food. What were we going to do with it? We couldn't pass it through our facility here because it really needed to be closed because of the age of staff who were vulnerable to the disease and the number of people who were coming in to get those vegetables, and food and other sorts of food. Jim and Marilyn talked with Merrick House and found that they would be willing to accept our produce. They had no idea how much produce we were going to be giving them. They would be willing to accept our produce and pass it out to the Tremont community. It was not just going to go to the poor. It was going to go to their students, the students' families, the people that came into that facility. It's a social service community, a well-known social service community in Tremont. We now have the capacity that we produced 834 pounds of produce this year from the gardens that I had created here in the front of the church and behind the church, and the gardens that they had created at Jefferson and Professor. A phenomenal amount of land that we don't even have to pay for. We are so lucky to be in this position, to be able to provide food to the community. However, it takes work. It takes manpower. Just the weeding, the tilling, the planting, the nurturing of the seeds, the watering. It's a lot of work. I'm usually here 4 or 5 days a week doing something with the gardens. We're looking for people who have the commitment to providing food to the Tremont community free of charge and have fun meeting those people. I'm a retired hairdresser. I have a lot of black clothing. Often when I'm out here gardening, people come by and think that I'm the pastor because I'm dressed in black. And they'll say, "Father, your gardens are looking great." It's really true. I have people from the community that will come up to me, older folks that will come up to me and say, "I'm late for my bus. I have to get to Metro Hospital." I said, "Give me 5 minutes. I just need a little more watering and I'll drive you down to Metro." What we do here at Pilgrim is not just about distributing food. We are existing and nurturing this community. And now we have a relationship with Merrick House, which has a daycare program, has an after-school program, has programs for adults through their facility 2 blocks away. In between, exactly in between our 2 main gardens here, we've provided 834 pounds of food to Merrick House since July 14th. And we're still producing food. I picked these today. What we do here as disciples is about service. It's about taking care of people. Your donations to this church enable us to create these kinds of programs. If you are not able to provide money, please come and help us weed. We have lots of work for you that you could do and have a great time and meet wonderful people in this community. Thank you so much for this time.